imagine this. You wake up in a post-apocalyptic world where magic reigns supreme and technology is ancient lore. You're not a hardened warrior or a powerful wizard. You're a 12-year-old human boy, the only human in sight. Beside you is your best friend, a magical dog who can shapeshift into anything. Your mission? To save kingdoms, battle evil, and maybe, just maybe, find out what really happened to humanity. You're not just a kid in this world. You're Finn, the last human in the Land of Ooo. But what does that even mean when the world is full of magic, monsters, and ancient secrets waiting to be unearthed? And standing by your side is Jake, your shape-shifting, wisecracking, sandwich-loving best friend. Together, you're more than just adventurers. You're the glue holding together a world caught between total chaos and mind-blowing revelations. Welcome to Adventure Time, a universe where every adventure is a puzzle piece in a larger, mind-bending tapestry of lore. In this world, the stakes are high, the characters quirky, and the lore is deeper than the Candy Kingdom's Gumdrop Lake. Let's get right into all the characters. Finn isn't just any ordinary boy. He's the last known human in Ooo, which already sets him apart. Raised by Jake's parents, Finn grew up believing in a clear sense of right and wrong, which fuels his desire to be a hero. But Finn's journey is far from straightforward. At first, he's all about slaying monsters and saving princesses. However, as we follow his adventures, we realize his quest for heroism is also a quest for identity. What does it mean to be the last human? Finn's existential crisis deepens as he discovers other humans, questions his origins, and grapples with the burden of being a hero in a world where the lines between good and evil blur more often than not. Now Jake, he's not just Finn's sidekick, he's his anchor. Imagine a dog with the wisdom of a Zen master, the humor of a stand-up comedian, and the powers of a shapeshifter. Jake's laid-back attitude often balances Finn's intensity, but don't be fooled by his relaxed demeanor. Jake's backstory is a labyrinth of intrigue. He's part alien, thanks to his biological father, Warren Ampersand, and his powers hint at a deeper cosmic significance. Jake's journey isn't just about supporting Finn, it's about understanding his own purpose in the grand scheme of things. Then we have Princess Bubblegum, the princess of the Candy Kingdom and a genius scientist. She looks like a human the most, but she's made out of bubblegum. She appears sweet and benevolent, but beneath her sugary exterior lies a mind constantly strategizing, often walking the line between compassion and control. Her age is a mystery. She's much older than she looks, created from a piece of sentient gum. This ancient wisdom, combined with her scientific curiosity, makes her one of the most formidable characters in Ooo. Her relationship with Finn starts as a classic damsel in distress trope, but evolves into something much more complex. Bubblegum's reign isn't just about ruling a kingdom. It's about making tough choices for the greater good, often at personal cost. Her friendship with vampire Marceline adds a rich layer to her character. Their shared history, hinted at through songs and subtle interactions, paints a picture of a deep, complicated bond. Speaking of Marceline, she's not your typical vampire. She's a 1,000-year-old rock star with a tragic past. Marceline's story is one of loss, survival, and finding solace in music. Her father, Hunson Abadir, rules the Nightosphere, adding a dark twist to her lineage. But Marceline isn't defined by her vampiric nature. Instead, her character arcs explore themes of forgiveness, friendship, and overcoming the shadows of the past. Then we come to the Ice King, who might seem like a comical villain obsessed with kidnapping princesses. But peel back the layers, and you find Simon Petrikov, a man driven mad by a cursed crown. His story is one of the most tragic in the series, a tale of love, loss, and the destructive power of obsession. Picture the most dramatic, self-absorbed, and hilariously over-the-top character you can imagine, and you've got Lumpy Space Princess. Hailing from Lumpy Space, LSP is a floating purple cloud with an attitude. She's quick to overreact, loves to boss people around, and often finds herself in ridiculous situations, whether it's running away from home or living in the woods eating beans. Despite her flaws, LSP's loyalty to her friends and her unique, lumpy charm make her a standout character. There is another princess, but this one is literally hot. Hot, hot. Yes, exactly. We're talking about Flame Princess, who is struggling to control the flames within her and the volatile emotions that come with them. As the ruler of the Fire Kingdom, she's burdened with the challenge of balancing her destructive nature with her desire to do good. Her relationship with Finn is passionate but tumultuous, highlighting her inner conflict between being a force of chaos and a force for good. Over time, Flame Princess grows into a wise and compassionate leader, earning the respect of her kingdom and the admiration of Finn. Every great adventure needs a formidable antagonist, and the Lich is as dark and terrifying as they come. This ancient, malevolent entity seeks only one thing: the annihilation of all life. With a skeletal appearance and a voice that chills you to the bone, the Lich embodies pure evil. His cunning and relentless pursuit of destruction make him a constant threat to Ooo, and his encounters with Finn and Jake are some of the most intense moments in the series. Season 1 of Adventure Time drops us right into this wild, post-apocalyptic world. Here's where we meet Finn and Jake. Together, they're all about fighting monsters, saving princesses, and getting into all kinds of wild adventures. We kick off with Slumber Party Panic, where candy zombies are on the loose, threatening to turn the Candy Kingdom into chaos. Finn's got to keep it together, because apparently, if anyone finds out about the zombies, they'll turn into zombies too. No pressure, right? Finn teams up with Princess Bubblegum, who's way more than just a pink-haired princess. She's got brains, a lab, and some serious secrets. In the episode The Enchiridion, Finn finds a hero's guidebook filled with epic tips for adventuring. It's not just a random book, it's a key to the deeper, mysterious lore of Ooo. You start to get this feeling that there's way more going on in this world than just crazy adventures. Prisoners of Love is another great episode. Finn and Jake end up in the Ice King's dungeon because, well, Ice King's got this thing for kidnapping princesses. But here's the twist. Ice King isn't just a creepy villain. He's lonely, like really lonely. That actually made me feel bad for him. Then there's Ricardio the Heart Guy. Imagine fighting a heart. Yeah, a real talking heart that's all charming but totally evil. And guess who voices him? George Takei. Ricardio might seem funny at first, but he's a sneaky reminder that in Ooo, you can't always trust what you see. Even a heart can have bad intentions. The season also gives us some deep stuff. Take Ocean of Fear, for example. Finn's afraid of the ocean, not just water, but what's lurking beneath it. It's not just about being scared of getting wet. It's about facing the unknown. Jake's there to help, showing how these two always have each other's backs, even when things get a little heavy. Finally, we wrap up with Gut Grinder, where Finn and Jake go after a monster that's eating gold. Sounds silly, right? But it's all about their dedication to helping people, no matter how weird or small the problem seems. Season 2 introduces us to a more layered Ice King. Sure, he's still kidnapping princesses left and right, but glimpses of his backstory begin to emerge. We start seeing that this eccentric villain isn't just evil. He's a lonely, misunderstood soul with a haunting past. The mystery of the crown and its grip on him hints at darker stories to come. As the season progresses, we start catching glimpses of his backstory. Remember that moment when he tried writing a song, not just for laughs, but to genuinely connect with someone? It was a fleeting scene, but it hinted at something deeper. A man trapped in a cycle of despair, trying to grasp at any form of connection, no matter how misguided. And then there's the crown. At first it seems like a simple magical artifact, but the more we see of Ice King, the more we realize that the crown isn't just a source of power, it's a curse. It grips him, both physically and mentally, hinting at a tragic transformation that's far more chilling than any ice spell he could cast. But what's the real story? Who was the Ice King before the crown took over? What's the cost of the power it grants? And how did it turn a once normal man into this eccentric, misunderstood figure? These questions are just the tip of the iceberg, and they set the stage for even darker and more emotional tales in the seasons to come. Season 3 takes a bold step into the shadows, shining a light on Marceline, the vampire queen. She's no ordinary vampire. From her rock ballads to her haunting lullabies, Marceline's music becomes the key to unlocking her layered past. We soon learn that her relationship with her father, Hunson Abadir, the ruler of the Nightosphere, is far from simple. Hunson isn't just a dad, he's Adventure Time's version of the devil, and Marceline's struggle with him is as personal as it gets. Through their confrontations, We see Marceline's tough exterior begin to crack, comforting Marceline during dark times, or giving her the iconic stuffed animal, Hambo, which becomes a lasting symbol of their bond. As the crown's magic consumes Simon, transforming him into the Ice King, Marceline is left to witness the heartbreaking loss of the man who once cared for her. It's a story of love and loss, where the warmth of their bond is constantly overshadowed by the chilling reality of Simon's decline into madness. Whenever Marceline interacts with the Ice King in the present day, there's a mix of frustration, sadness, and lingering affection. She knows that beneath the crown's curse, Simon still exists, trapped and unable to fully reach out to her. This dynamic adds layers of depth to both characters, making their scenes together some of the most emotionally charged in the series. Season 4, we learn about Finn's romance with Flame Princess. It's a love story unlike any other, filled with fiery passion, literal explosions, and emotional depth. Flame Princess enters Finn's life in a blaze of chaos. Introduced as a potential romantic interest by Princess Bubblegum, she immediately stands out with her fiery nature, both literally and emotionally. Finn is captivated by her strength and uniqueness, but there's a catch. Flame Princess is unstable, her emotions closely tied to her fiery powers. The more intense her feelings, the more dangerous she becomes. The relationship between Finn and Flame Princess is one of constant push and pull. Finn, ever the hero, is determined to make things work despite the dangers. Their connection burns brightly, but every moment of intimacy comes with the risk of destruction, both physically and emotionally. As their relationship progresses, Finn learns valuable lessons about emotional maturity, boundaries, and acceptance. Flame Princess, too, embarks on a journey of self-discovery, learning to control her powers and understand her own worth beyond her fiery nature. Their story is one of mutual growth, where both characters confront their fears and insecurities. Season 4 was not only about the romance, no, not at all. In fact, one of the most terrifying forces in the Land of Ooo made a genius reappearance. Disguised as Billy, the legendary hero Finn and Jake idolize, the Lich uses deception to manipulate them. This twist not only shocks the audience, but also highlights the depth of the Lich's cunning. As Billy, he convinces Finn and Jake to help him gather the gems of power, crucial for his ultimate plan. But once the gems are assembled, the Lich reveals his true form and opens a portal to the multiverse. This moment is a turning point, not just for the season, but for the series as a whole. With the portal open, the Lich steps into the multiverse, his goal of universal destruction within reach. As Season 4 closes, the audience is left on edge. The Lich's escape into the multiverse leaves countless questions. What will he do next? How will Finn and Jake stop him now? And what new realms will they have to explore to bring him down? Season 5 is the longest season in Adventure Time, consisting of 52 episodes. It picks up immediately after the events of Season 4, focusing on Finn and Jake's adventures through the multiverse and exploring deeper character arcs, new realms, and ongoing themes of identity, responsibility, and existential dilemmas. They find themselves in Farm World, an alternate reality where Finn's life is drastically different. Instead of being a brave adventurer, he's just a regular farmer, living a simple, quiet life. No big quests, no magical creatures, just farming. But everything changes when he stumbles upon something truly insane, the Ice King's crown. This crown isn't just any old piece of jewelry. It's packed with crazy magical powers, and when Finn accidentally puts it on, all heck breaks loose. Suddenly, ice and snow start shooting out everywhere, turning his peaceful farm into a frozen disaster. The funniest part? Poor Farm World Jake, who's more like a regular dog here, gets frozen mid-bark. 1 second he's barking, the next he's a big block of ice. It's chaotic, it's hilarious, and it's a total mess. But here's where things get interesting. As Finn freaks out about the ice storm he just caused, he starts to realize something deeper. This isn't just about a magical crown. It's about what he could become. The crown is powerful, but with great power comes, well, a whole lot of responsibility. Yep, Peter Parker learned the hard way. Farm World Finn hasn't faced the same challenges as the Finn we know, so he's completely unprepared for the weight of this power. It's a big moment for him. He's seeing firsthand how one choice, one mistake, can change everything. And for us watching, It's a reminder of how even in a totally different world, Finn's got to deal with big questions about who he is and what kind of person he wants to be. While Finn is navigating the chaos of Farm World, his real-world romance with Flame Princess is heating up, literally. Their relationship starts with excitement and mutual admiration. They share some sweet and adventurous moments together, like their dungeon-crawling date in Vault of Bones, where they learn to appreciate each other's strengths and differences. But as the season progresses, things take a complicated turn. In Frost and Fire, Finn lets his immature side get the better of him. After having a thrilling dream about Flame Princess battling the Ice King, Finn becomes obsessed with reliving that excitement. Instead of cherishing their genuine connection, he manipulates Flame Princess into fighting the Ice King again, just to recreate the thrill. This manipulative behavior is a harsh lesson for Finn. When Flame Princess finds out the truth, she's hurt and disappointed. The trust between them shatters, leading to a painful breakup. For Finn, this marks a turning point. He realizes that love isn't about excitement or control. It's about trust, respect, and understanding. Just as Finn is beginning to grasp the complexities of love and power, another life-changing moment looms on the horizon. In Billy's bucket list, Finn sets out to honor the late hero Billy by completing his final tasks. The last item on the list? Find Finn's dad. For seasons, Finn believed he was alone, the last human in Ooo. But the shocking revelation that his father, Martin, is alive sets him on a new quest. This isn't just about curiosity, it's about confronting a past he never knew, and a future that feels suddenly uncertain. Season 6 kicks off with one of the biggest moments in Finn's life. Finally meeting his dad, Martin Mertens. For so long, Finn dreamed of this day. He imagined his dad as a hero, someone who could explain where he came from, someone who would make him feel whole. But when the moment comes, it's nothing like he expected. Finn and Jake find themselves in the Citadel, a huge, otherworldly prison floating in space. This place holds some of the universe's most dangerous beings. Finn is excited but nervous. After all, he's about to meet the dad he's been waiting his whole life for. When Martin steps out of his prison cell, Finn's heart is racing. Here's the man he's been thinking about for years, but right away, something feels wrong. Instead of being happy or emotional, Martin looks calm, almost like he doesn't care. He's not the hero Finn imagined. He's just a regular guy who seems more interested in escaping than in catching up with his son. Finn tries to connect. He asks Martin questions, hoping for some kind of bond, some recognition. But Martin doesn't seem to care. He's distant, cracking jokes, and all he wants to do is get out of the Citadel. When trouble starts, monsters attacking, chaos everywhere, Martin doesn't step up to protect Finn. In fact, he runs off, leaving Finn to handle the danger alone. This moment hits Finn hard. He's always pictured his dad as a brave, caring man. Now he realizes Martin is selfish and doesn't care about being a father. It's a crushing blow. Finn feels abandoned all over again, and the pain is clear on his face. Even though this hurts, it's a big turning point for Finn. He realizes that sometimes people we look up to aren't who we thought they were. Heroes can let you down, and family isn't always what you hope for. But Finn doesn't let this destroy him. He starts to see that he doesn't need Martin's approval to be strong. He can be his own person, make his own path, and be the hero he wants to be. There's not much time to think, though, as another familiar foe is lurking in the Citadel, the Lich. In the middle of the battle, a drop of the Citadel Guardian's blood falls on the Lich. Instead of destroying him, it does the unimaginable. It transforms him. Right before Finn and Jake's eyes, the Lich's fearsome form dissolves, and in his place is a harmless-looking baby. Sweet Pea is born. The Lich's transformation into Sweet Pea is both shocking and oddly touching. This new being, Sweet Pea, has no memory of his dark past. He's innocent, gentle, and completely unaware of the evil he once was. Finn and Jake are stunned. The Lich, once their greatest enemy, is now a baby with a second chance at life. Sweet Pea is adopted by Tree Trunks and Mr. Pig, who have no idea about his sinister origins. As they raise him lovingly, Sweet Pea begins to experience a normal, happy childhood. Yet, small hints of his past as the Lich remain, creating moments of tension as he occasionally shows flashes of his former self. Now that the Lich is neutralized, living a peaceful life as Sweet Pea, the focus of the story shifts to other characters. Season 7 zooms in on Marceline and Princess Bubblegum, exploring their pasts, their struggles, and their evolving relationship. This season brings us the Stakes miniseries, a deeply personal journey for Marceline as she confronts her identity and the burdens of her immortality, with Bubblegum by her side. Marceline has lived for centuries, her vampirism a constant reminder of the battles she's fought and the people she's lost. Tired of the endless cycle of life and loss, she makes a bold decision. She wants to be mortal again. She's ready to let go of her immortality and face the world as a human with all its vulnerabilities and finalities. As these ancient foes rise, Marceline is thrown into a whirlwind of fear, regret, and determination. Each vampire represents a part of her past she thought she had buried, a reminder of the battles she fought, the choices she made, and the person she used to be. Confronting them isn't just about survival, it's about facing the parts of herself she's tried to run from. Bubblegum stays by Marceline's side, not just as a scientist, but as a steadfast friend. Together, they face these powerful enemies, their bond growing stronger with each challenge. In moments of vulnerability, we see Marceline open up to Bubblegum about her fears and doubts, and Bubblegum offers unwavering support, reminding Marceline of her strength and resilience. The final showdown with the Vampire King is intense and emotional. Marceline stands at a crossroads. Should she continue fighting her nature, or should she embrace the vampire queen she's become? In a moment of clarity, she realizes that her immortality, with all its burdens, is also a source of her strength. She chooses to reclaim her identity as the Vampire Queen, not as a curse, but as a part of who she is. While Season 7 focuses on individual identity and the past, Season 8 shifts towards broader existential questions about humanity, belonging, and the nature of Ooo. This is seen in Islands, where Finn's journey to discover the truth about humans parallels Marceline's earlier exploration of her own identity. Enough with identity crises, let's talk about war. Season 10 brings us the Great Gum War, the final showdown between Princess Bubblegum and her estranged uncle, Gumbald. This isn't just a family fight, it's a battle that could tear Ooo apart. Gumbald feels wronged by Bubblegum's rule and is ready to take her down with an army of candy creations. Bubblegum, ever the strategist, isn't backing down. She gathers her allies, Finn, Jake, Marceline, and more, preparing for the fight of her life. Just when it seems like things are about to explode, something even bigger happens. Golb, the embodiment of chaos, shows up, throwing everything into disarray. Suddenly, the war takes a back seat as everyone, even Gumbald, has to work together to survive Golb's destruction. In the end, it's not a grand battle that ends the war, it's understanding. Gumbald is accidentally reverted back to a humble candy person, and the war fizzles out. Ooo is safe again, but not without some major reflections on what it all meant. Through it all, we see characters grow, especially Bubblegum. She's tested as a leader, a fighter, and a friend. And of course, Marceline is there by her side, showing that even in the face of war and chaos, their bond is unbreakable. The series wraps up with a powerful message. Even when the world is on the brink of chaos, love, understanding, and friendship can bring it back from the edge. Adventure Time might be filled with wild adventures and crazy characters, but at its heart, it's about the connections we make and how they help us face whatever comes our way. Looking back, I realized Adventure Time wasn't just a show. It was a life lesson disguised as a fun cartoon. As a young teen, I thought it was all about having a good time with my brother. Now I see it's about growing up, facing your fears, and sometimes just enjoying the ride. So yeah, it took me years to get it, but hey, better late than never. Thanks Adventure Time for sneaking life lessons into my brain while I was too busy laughing at BMO. Smash that like button or Finn's next quest will be finding your missing socks. And don't forget to subscribe. Jake says it's mathematically rad.